this boundary that's going to continue to kick off these showers and thunderstorms. These are all drifting off to the east-northeast, and I'll zoom in here a little bit closer. You can see these storms that have been really very much running into just very unstable air mass, kind of exploding like they did the other night. Heavy downpours and likely some hail with that as well. I apologize for the blinking with that. That's because we had the watch issued while I had put this in motion just a couple minutes ago. So these again are drifting to the northeast in effect until 6:30 for really the next 20 minutes. But these will not have impacts for our area just yet, but we do expect to see more developing a little bit farther to the south. You can see even another round of storms. Those could also run into some of that unstable air and start to explode as well. Damaging winds and large hail will be the main threats, but definitely damaging winds will be the main threat out of these storms. And here's a little wider look as we just have a lot going on in the atmosphere. Primed once again, great ingredients. You may have noticed if you're outdoors, it was warm, it was humid, and we have a couple of lifting mechanisms, which is just what we need to trigger some of those showers and thunderstorms. A warm front at the surface here across northern Indiana, and then a cold front that's pushing across portions of Iowa right now. That will make its way into central Indiana a little bit later on tonight. Currently 90 degrees in Lafayette. It's 86 in Kokomo, 85 in Indianapolis, 87 in Bloomington. It's very sticky out there. Juicy environment with those dew points in the low to even some mid 70s. Shelbyville dew point of 74. Now the heat indices have also been pretty crazy out there, making it feel like it's in the upper 90s in many spots. Feeling like 93 in Muncie, feeling like 97 in Lafayette. That area again very much in that prime area where we could see some of these showers and thunderstorms developing. Taking a look at our Kokomo camera, this area under the watch for this evening. You can see these clouds starting to really rise. We have a lot of rising air with it, so you're going to see these big cumulus clouds starting to develop. Saw it even on my way in here downtown Indianapolis. So we're starting to see these clouds starting to really take off. They're going to start lowering in some spots where we could see some of these stronger storms producing again hail, damaging winds, and we can't rule out an isolated tornado. Here's a look at our TIPTON cam. This is a live look there. Again, this area outlined for that risk of severe weather. So let's go ahead and take a look at that risk from the Storm Prediction Center. The higher level is in northern Indiana, northwest central Indiana. Could see some of the brunt of that storm as well. But where we have the watch box, it is more in that severe risk of that number 2 level. So that's most of central Indiana. However, even just a little farther south of that area, could see a few of those stronger severe thunderstorms, but we do think this will be the main brunt of the storm. Is going to be really from a Lafayette to Marion, Jay County line where a lot of these storms will develop, but nonetheless, even along and north of I-70 will be some of those stronger storms. Tornado probability, the higher probability, 5% probability within this brown area, 25-mile radius anywhere within it. Could see an isolated tornado popping up, and in the greens about a 2% chance. So not out of the question. While it is lower for us north central Indiana, it's not going to be ruled out. And the winds, again, I do think that's going to be the main impacts with these storms. It's going to be damaging winds, and keep in mind anything over 58 miles per hour or higher is considered damaging, and really damaging winds can cause just as much destruction as tornadic winds. So we have a 15% chance again in north central Indiana along that I-70 corridor, a little lower chance of some of those severe odds of 5%, and a little bit lower odds again for hail. Nonetheless, we have a very warm air mass in place. It's causing the warm air to rise, which in turn gives us some of those stronger updrafts to develop some hail. So hail not out of the question. It's just a little bit lower on the scale. So this evening, we'll see those temperatures still staying very warm during the evening hours. We'll drop to about 79 degrees at 10 p.m. and we'll start to see some of those storms developing for Indianapolis, likelier after 8 or 9 o'clock tonight. But again, the brunt of the storm, I do think is going to be in north central and northern Indiana. Here's a look at 7 p.m., about 45 minutes tonight. And again, this is modeling data, so not necessarily pinpointing exactly where these storms are going to pop up. But we have this warm front. We know the boundary is here. It's going to waver a bit. That's where we can see some of those stronger storms a little farther south of the area. But do think that, Lafayette, Kokomo, Marion, Jay County line is going to be the better chance. And you can see even here on Future Track showing some of those storms popping up with the possibility of very heavy rainfall as well out of these storms going through the 8, 9 o'clock hour. We're still going to see some of these storms. They could be discrete, producing some of those very strong winds. And this will continue until the early morning hours on Sunday. That's the warm front. Then guess what? Here comes the cold front. So this cold front will likely make its way into northwest central Indiana, likely after 2 a.m. So the leading edge of those storms could produce some of those damaging winds. Notice this model really just falling apart. However, there's other models that are keeping a nicer linear line with these storms. So not out of the question that we could see some of this falling apart, however, with the potential of seeing those storms really holding together during the overnight hours till about 6 a.m. And then during the overnight, we fall into the upper 60s, excuse me, low 70s. And in that case, we're really not going to see much of a warm up tomorrow. Once that cold front really moves throughout the afternoon, we're going to still see some showers and a few thunderstorms. So it will be wet at times. I do think it's going to be mostly cloudy. And the cooler air will start to shift in. The winds shift out of the northwest, and we'll see those winds coming, bringing in cooler air. It'll also help dry out the air, which means dew points will start to fall. So as far as rainfall potential goes, again, it's going to be pretty up in the air where those actual storms land. I do think we'll see some heavier downpours in north central Indiana. This model not really depicting that. Seeing some heavier downpours into Monday night, possibly Seymour. Again, we don't want south central Indiana to see any of that because unfortunately south central Indiana was hit very hard on Friday night into Saturday morning. So it's been pretty rude, unfortunately, for that area. Okay, so we do have some scattered storms that will be around on Monday. It won't be as heavy. And really, I think temperatures are going to be more hovering in the mid 70s. I'm going to update this planner for tomorrow because I think we're going to stay more in those mid to upper 70s tomorrow. It's going to be cooler because of those winds out of the northwest. We'll see the cloudy skies and the rain around. Then dew points are going to drop drastically. Showing you this map here with that cold front that moves through. The winds shift out of the northwest. Temperatures will drop. We'll also see the dew points really drying out. So it's going to feel so much better by the time we get into Tuesday. It's going to be much cooler too, running about 10 degrees below average with a high around 73 Tuesday afternoon. As we go into Wednesday, we're a little bit warmer. We'll see highs in the upper 70s to near 80 degrees, and it will be a very pleasant day. Sunny both Tuesday and Wednesday as high pressure builds back in. And then we'll be on the backside of the high pressure on Thursday. It'll be a bit warmer, and then more of an active pattern again. A warm front on Friday. As we go into Saturday, a cold front moves in. So we're going to see more wet weather. This model overdoing what we'll likely see. But we get closer to that and we'll narrow that down for you quite a bit. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. 75 degrees your high for tomorrow. So keep in mind tonight into early tomorrow, we're going to be watching out for those severe storms and then more scattered storms around as that cold front continues to move through. We're going to drop down to 51 degrees early Tuesday, high of only 72 Monday afternoon. So Tuesday afternoon, a chillier day. If you want to talk chilly is 72, however, it's June, so it will feel a little cool for sure. Pleasant on Wednesday, though, 80 degrees. As we go into Thursday, we'll put a rain chance in late day before the warm front lifts through, but that warm front will allow temperatures to get back into the mid 80s. By Friday, we will see some scattered showers and thunderstorms, and I think Saturday as well, with those highs topping at around 80 degrees. And Sunday right now looks very pleasant with highs around 78 degrees. So let's go back to live Doppler 13 radar. I'm going to come back and put this in a pause mode so we can really analyze this really quickly here and just see what we have currently going on. And we're taking a look here. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the severe watch here so it doesn't muddy this up quite as much. And let me see if I can go in a little closer here. All right, so here's a look at some of those storms that we have just north of Carroll, Cass, White counties right now. And these are all moving off to the northeast. So let me put this in motion. I'm going to drop this down to just 1 hour. And you can see here that they're just pushing off to the northeast. So none of those impacting us here locally in central Indiana, north central Indiana, but we're starting to see more coming out. So these are going to be back building likely. Already starting to see a few of these showers popping up. There's no thunderstorms right now moving into Carroll, Cass, Miami counties, Wabash County. There is no lightning with these right now, guys. Okay, so we don't expect anything severe, but as they continue to move north, they're going to just start likely ramping up and could be more of an exploding situation with some stronger downdrafts, which cause those damaging winds. And let's zoom in a little farther south too. All right, so we're starting to see even just along I-70, starting to see some of these dropping down some rain here in Putnam County. Let me pause this and we'll zoom in here a little closer into southern Putnam County. Along I-70, some heavy downpours, no lightning even associated with this right now. And I'll zoom out here so we can see how these have just popped up on radar. This is just the past hour. And notice it just really, it's like, okay, just north of Cloverdale, let's just pop up. So a little bit of that disturbance you can see as it moved through Center Point. In fact, let me go ahead and slow this down for you and just play around with this for a moment with you. You can see how, check out Center Point right now. See, there's a little shower there. And then it just started to run into a lot of instability as it continued to move off to the northeast in Putnam County. With all of the instability there, just started to take off. So that's what we're going to see throughout the night tonight. So it is a night to be severe weather aware. We already have some severe storms in northern Indiana, but right now in central Indiana, it's still pretty quiet. But nonetheless, we're going to continue to monitor the situation. And if we do get more severe thunderstorm warnings starting to pick up here in central Indiana, we'll hop back on here on Facebook Live. We still have the U.S. Open on. A lot of dads watching that at home, certainly moms too. But nonetheless, it's a pretty popular viewing audience for that show right now. So if we do have a tornado warning, we will cut into the U.S. Open. But if not, if it's severe warnings, we'll come back here on Facebook Live. We'll be with you. And then tonight at 11, Jenny and I will have the latest news and weather as we start off your work week. So I hope you have a great night. Hopefully things will be pretty quiet. Let's keep our fingers crossed. It's been a busy 3 days of severe weather here in central Indiana. So be safe out there, and we'll keep you updated if anything else pops up. Other than that, we will see you at 11 o'clock tonight. Have a great evening and happy Father's Day.